Hey, hey, Soul Tribe. Mel, Intuitive Coach here. Excited to bring in your weekly collective for January 19th through the 25th. Let's open up your energy field and see what is unfolding for you this week, Soul Tribe. Now, I am seeing someone in the kitchen. Perhaps you are putting away dishes, baking, or cooking. If you are standing in the kitchen as you're listening to this reading, pay extra attention. It feels like there could be something significant here that you are meant to hear. Now, this week is all about identity upgrades, where the version of you that you are becoming matters a whole lot more than who you've been. And as we fully step into Aquarian energy, this Monday, the sun moves into Aquarius. Tuesday, Mercury moves into Aquarius. The energy is around independence, authenticity, originality, and also expansive thinking, expansive vision for your future. Bottom of the deck, you have memories here. And this is the underlying energy that is being shifted. As I said, who you are becoming matters a lot more than who you've been. And I see that you have been reminiscing. Some of you have been looking at the past in order to find answers in the present. And I see that you are changing how you think about things. You're changing how you see things. Many of you, your perspective is powerful. And you are starting to look through the lens of abundance. You're really starting to see opportunity. And I see new hope emerging. I'm being shown the star in my mind's eye where something from the past here may be healing. And it feels like it's not as heavy or it doesn't weigh you down perhaps as much as it did in the past. And because you have memories showing up at the bottom, I also see that you could be bringing something to life that you had thought about in the past, but you are infusing it with new momentum, new vitality, new energy. Now, this could be an idea that you had for your business, or it could be a connection that you've had with someone. Maybe you haven't talked to them for a while. I'm kind of getting a bit of a Six of Cups energy, but it feels like you're not sitting in that past nostalgia. It feels like there's forward momentum, perhaps from something of the past, but you're no longer defined by it, or you're no longer allowing it to sit in limbo. It feels like there's a delay or a procrastination or something that's been on standstill. There's forward momentum here. Just like the Aquarian energy reminds me of an airplane taking flight. And I think it's Henry Ford who says even an airplane takes off against the wind. And it seems like there's been something that has been opposing you, or just an energy that felt like it may have been a bit heavy. But I feel like this is the time where you're taking off, right? And it feels like you are setting your sights high. So I like this coming through here. Let's look at Monday. Monday, January 19th. We have soul purpose here. So this energy really is about discovery, because the spotlight shifts to authenticity over other people's approval, which has you thinking about this. This is a strong pull to break out of old roles or old habits or even old labels. So the fact that you are contemplating, the fact that you are aware is the first step. Energy is going to favor independence on Monday, but also throughout the rest of January, I feel like there is this independence about you, this courage about you, where you're taking action, you're moving forward, you're rising above conflict, rising above chaos and adversity. And for many of you, I feel like there is an elevated frequency or an elevated state of awareness that you are moving into. So on Monday, there's a reminder here that you don't have to fit in to be effective. And that's why this independent energy is so strong here. And you have direction coming through. I'm getting a mix between the Hermit and the Chariot, where Again, it feels like there has been a lot of integration, a lot of healing, a lot of contemplation here about your next moves. And now you're taking those thoughts, you're taking those ideas, those perspectives, and you're doing something with them. There's themes this Monday around truth. I see here with soul purpose. This is about living by your own inner code, your own inner compass with soul purpose. And this also connects to your calling. So many of you, and I just saw they said the calling because some of you could receive an important message. It could be through a call, a telephone call. It could be through an email. It could be a divine download that comes through. And if you are at work this Monday, or if you are around other people, you may find that you're in your own little zone or in your own little world. And if it's been difficult, as in you've had some difficulty dealing with some of the people that you are around on Monday, I feel like you are claiming your inner peace and you're setting some good energetic boundaries, but you may find yourself at times kind of lost in your own world. But I also see that there's this sense of awareness that you have, because some of you may find that you may carry other people's emotions and you may not even realize it, because it feels like there's been this spongy, like a sponge energy where you've picked up on other people's stuff and you may have been carrying that like a cloak. And I see that you're aware of this now. You're aware of what drains you. You're aware of certain thoughts or certain patterns, certain habits that have held you back or that have played out in some type of role. But I feel like you're shedding that. It's like you're taking off a cloak because you're becoming aware and you're saying, all right, I'm going to rise above this. I'm going to move forward here. So there's new guidance. There's new direction here. And I see that also liberation is coming in. So someone could receive a message that helps them become a part of the solution versus staying stuck in the problem. There could be a divine download where you're like, okay, I want to move forward on this. And you pick up the call or pick up the phone, make a call, or quite literally, hello, universe, I'm listening, I'm ready. So this Monday, when it comes to your career, don't be surprised if you have some really powerful ideas that you are ready to bring to life. Don't be surprised if there is an important conversation that you have with someone. And I also see that you could be setting an appointment. There could be a health appointment, dentist appointment. I'm getting eye clinic for some of you, maybe getting like an eye exam, or you could be talking to a therapist. It feels like there is interpersonal relationships that are coming out for you this week. If not directly on Monday, you could be preparing for it. And because we have memories at the bottom of the deck, I also see someone has a loved one in spirit. This could also be a pet, and you may think about them, but I feel like there's this heartfelt energy instead of merely loss or suffering or sorrow or grief. It feels like there are pangs of pride and joy and happiness. So any memories that are showing up for you this week, I feel like there's a little bit of a spin on them. So this Tuesday, January 20th, you have adventure. I love this energy because we are moving into Aquarius. Mercury is moving into Aquarius on Tuesday. And this is where your mind gets a little bit faster. Your mind starts to think about these ideas. Mercury is all about communication, and this is a very inventive energy. So you're thinking outside the box, and it's a really good thing for you this Tuesday. Conversations are going to get really honest this week. Some of you could be preparing to travel. It says exciting times ahead, new opportunities, spiritual quest, world travel. So this does connect with the world energy, where there could be unconventional conversations that you have with people, maybe about places that you would like to visit, or ideas that you want to put out into the universe. It feels like this Tuesday, there's something very, very eye-opening. And when Mercury and Aquarius get together, they are nonstop chatty Cathys, and there's just full of a lot of energy, momentum, sudden insights, aha moments, divine downloads. And it's easier to detach emotionally this Tuesday as well, meaning you're not taking things as personally and you're not making decisions when your emotions are overly ramped up or hyped up on, like a caffeine pull for emotions. It feels like you are allowing your logic to come through, right? That Aquarian energy, and you're able to see more of the bigger picture here with adventure. This is about you allowing yourself to speak your truth without feeling like you have to hold back. All right. Speaking your truth is going to feel less risky this Tuesday and more necessary. So again, honesty and truth is really coming through, and your ideas are going to evolve quite quickly. They're going to materialize quite quickly, where you may wake up on Tuesday morning, and if you had went to bed with some sort of problem, or if you've been mulling things over, it just feels like you're receiving answers more quickly, or you're finding that flexibility in your thinking is going to be really, really valuable. And you may even write, let's say you're writing a book. You may find that you write 1,000 words this Tuesday and you've barely written 1,000 words in the last 6 months. This could be a day that is very productive. You can meet someone new that could be very important on your journey, both personally or professionally. And I see that you are getting out of your own way also on Tuesday. You're saying, I'm not going to let any limitation hold me back. I'm not going to let that fear hold me back. Fear, jump in the back seat. You can come along for the ride, but you're not driving this ship here. So let's roll. I see that you are moving into this liberation energy come Wednesday, January 21st, you have closure. There is this sense of goodbye, ascension, growth. For many of you, you have learned lessons because you have gone through the school of hard knocks, right? You've endured challenges and trials and tribulations. But again, it feels like something from the past is being closed out or transmuted, alchemized in some way, meaning the energy no longer is having the same type of effect, or it's not stalled, it's not stuck. It feels like it is being released into something else, something new, something more energized, something more vibrant. And regarding your health this week, I see that some of you are connecting with a healthcare professional. This could be a chiropractor, it could be a massage therapist, it could be an energy healer, it could be a doctor, a nurse, anyone in the healing profession. But I see that there are some answers coming through, but also some new holistic approaches to taking your health to the next level. And you're going to feel a lot better. And many of you have already started to incorporate some new techniques or rituals or habits or routines into your life. And you're probably feeling good by this time. And I see a lot of flow going through your body, coursing through your, energetic centers here. So I'm getting energy healing, cellular repair, cellular DNA upgrades. This is a big energy here for many of you, especially if health has been a big issue mentally, emotionally, physically. There's a lot of releasing taking place here. And I see a lymphatic system that feels like it's able to flow again. If there's been congestion, I'm also getting like arteries. It feels like there's a free flowing movement going on in your body, where instead of one area feeling stagnant, or if you felt a lot of pressure or tightness, whether it's been in your hips or whether it's been in your shoulder blades, your neck area, I just feel like there is a release. And I'm also hearing like sciatic, so sciatic pain for some of you. moving, stretching the body. If you sit a lot for work, that's going to be very important. And even for those of you that are on your feet, just being able to stretch your hips and stretch some of those body parts are going to be important. Now, you could be fully embodying and stepping into a new job opportunity here. This could be a new project, a new task. This is the plane that is taking off. And I feel like this is you up in the air saying, wow, I finally left that runway. And I've been sitting on the plane for hours. And sometimes the hours can feel like, months or even years for some of you. So there's a lot of growth here, ascension, release, liberation. Now come Thursday, January 22nd, you have breakthrough. And I just heard the name Jonathan. Jonathan could be your name, or John could be a middle name, grandfather, maybe even someone that you meet in the near future. But this Thursday, it feels like you're breaking through the glass ceiling. I'm also seeing a calendar with the 19th is highlighted here too, but I'm also getting, with this being on the 22nd, perhaps something from the 19th, because I'm actually seeing 1-9 on the calendar circled, even though this is January 22nd. So perhaps something that you hear, or important conversations, an interview, a project. It feels like there's results that come in this Wednesday, or it could be lab results or a refund, something like that. But there is a breakthrough come this Thursday, and 22 is a powerful number anyway. It's the number of connection, interpersonal relationships, and law of attraction I'm getting here. So things are coming together. It feels very empowering, and there may even be an aha moment or a realization. This is advancement. This is that chariot energy. You are feeling good. You're feeling like you can take on life. I feel like things are very productive here for you, and anything that has been challenging you in some way, I feel like that Aquarian energy is kind of blowing your mind, but in a good way. Now, a lot of freedom. I'm being shown the death card here in my mind's eye. So yes, sometimes death can be scary because it does represent change, but right next to the death card, I'm seeing strength. And if change is possible, which it is for each and every one of us, the biggest thing that can open up change is strength. And the fact that both are here tells me that you have what it takes to step into this threshold, because maybe some of you felt like you've been on this bridge, or you felt like you've been between worlds, not quite out of the old, not quite into the new. There's something happening here. It feels like a spontaneous combustion. I love that word. But it feels like there is something big and grand that is occurring within your energetic field. And you're going to see this manifesting in your outer world in some way, whether it is with your personal life, relationships. It feels like there's a new, deeper understanding of awareness. For many of you, this is going to be freedom within your career, finances, new opportunities opening up for you. Something here is very expansive, and a lot of really great communication coming through this week. A lot of new ideas that you are not only just letting float in the ether, you're actually bringing it down to earth and bringing it to life in some way. This isn't just a manifestation. It's not just wishful thinking. There's action that is building that momentum here. And again, that plane is now off the runway. So this Friday, we have belief system. And Friday, January 23rd shows up. This is about your prayers. I feel like prayers are being answered. And it's important that you keep an open, abundant mindset. All right, because our mindset is so powerful. And when we let lies, limitations, projections leak into that powerful system that we have, then things can go south. So it is so very important that you continue connecting to source, connecting to your higher self, believing in your path, believing that you have what it takes to continue on your journey instead of feeling like that plane is going to crash. Let's make sure that we are not self-catastrophizing or self-prophesizing in a negative way. because belief system is so incredibly powerful. And it doesn't mean that you're not, not willing to get on that plane, even if there's a fear of flying, and this is symbolically, but I also see that you are saying, you're saying, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it. I'm going to show up shaking. Excuse me one moment. And I feel like you have the ability to reprogram, and many of you are transformational coaches, inspirational leaders to others, to your family, to your children, to your clients, the people that you work with. And you may find that you are you are the catalyst for many people's change in your life because you have embodied this in your own life. So Friday is rolling around, may test at times belief system, but I also see that you may have a gratitude journal. Some of you are writing or you're reading passages. Maybe you're listening to a really great podcast or a book here that could inspire you. It feels like there's inspiration that is guiding you. So make sure you're leaning into that inspiration, not leaning into projections or lies. I'm also getting here word vomit. So it feels like maybe someone around you could be projecting some of their own fears or insecurities. And like I said earlier with that sponge, right? You may pick up on other people's stuff. Make sure that you're not letting this energy kind of steal or leak your power. Okay. But ultimately, belief system is really beautiful because it does talk about higher power. It talks about, prayers being answered and connecting here with a source greater than oneself, whether you call this source God, universe, spirit, angel, it's all, whatever it is works for you. It's all intertwined, interconnected, and you're seeing the magic in that. Now come Saturday and Sunday, the 24th and 25th, there's the interpersonal relationships. We have teamwork, making the dream work, family. This is co-creating with your biggest manifesting partner, spirit, right? Source, your divine power here. So we see something really beautiful showing up here this Saturday where there could even be a team project coming together, a family gathering, soul tribe. This is a helping hand. There could be support, generosity, charitable contributions, volunteer work. And I just see that there's this beautiful alignment of soul tribe, of being a part of a team, whether this is you and a spouse coming together to make some great decisions for your financial future, whether this is you and your children. Maybe you have an adult child or a college-age child coming home for the weekend. This could be you working with a community of individuals, and there could be a best friend. It feels like you are loving the connections that you are making, whether you are in person or this could also be online. Maybe there's a Zoom call or a FaceTime call that really, it pulls at your heartstrings, but in a really beautiful way. So teamwork makes the dream work this Saturday. Now comes Sunday. Again, it feels like this is a year, but it could be your year of career, but it feels like this week is focused for some of you on financial freedom, around getting your ideas up and running or taking action steps towards bringing a vision to life here, or receiving important communication that's going to allow you to advance in your career for those of you that are working, but also those of you that may have been unemployed. Maybe that's that death energy that I'm seeing. It feels like there is a really favorable energy when it comes to career this week. And on Sunday, you may be getting ready for the week ahead. Many of you are looking over your papers, your calendar. I'm seeing administrative tasks, perhaps filing. And I also see creative thinking being at the centerfold of this Sunday. So maybe you're reading a book or you're writing, you're journaling more. This could be advancing you. Even if this is a routine that you do daily, maybe it's some sort of meditation or yoga. It could certainly be connected to belief system here. It can help you in all areas of your life, including career, because you have a very powerful mind. All of you do. And I see that you have been changing the way that you look at things. And it feels like that vision that you have been manifesting for your life, for some of you, it does feel like there has been this on hold. Like, when you try to call somebody and you want to talk to an actual representative and you're talking to a computer and you start to get a little frustrated and you're like, okay, I'm on hold. And then you're transferred a million times and impatience can settle in when you just want to resolve the problem. That's the energy that I'm getting here, but it feels like you're finally talking to someone this week. You're making progress. And I even see like a hanging up of the phone with a smile on your face because something has been resolved. A dispute has been settled in some way, or you're finally moving forward and you can check something off that to-do list. So when it comes to your career, I see that this Sunday, there is going to be an emphasis here on expansion, advancement, and creativity. I'm being shown now the Empress, so it does feel like your creative ideas are very unique, very independent. And even if you feel like everybody else and their mom is doing what you want to do, let's say you want to start a YouTube channel and you're thinking, Mel, I'm just going to get lost in the millions of channels that are already out there. This is the week where you really stand out. This is the week where you upload your first video or a video that may gain a lot of traction, a lot of approval. Because again, that star that I was seeing earlier could certainly put you in the spotlight. This could be the week where you apply for that job, even if you feel like it's out of your scope, or even if you are questioning, do I have what it takes to move forward? The answer is yes, you do. And some of you may even be going back to school or taking a certification program, learning a new skill. I'm also seeing here the mind. You are taking a look at your mind. Some of you may even be taking some sort of supplements or eating some foods that can help you. I mean, walnuts, which also looks like a brain, is coming through here as well, but maybe you're taking some sort of like mushroom supplement or coffee. I mean, lion's mane, reishi. You could be connecting with puzzles like word puzzles or Sudoku. I feel like there's a brain enhancement showing up this week for you as well, or keeping that brain fresh, or just finding solutions. You could even be putting together a puzzle. I haven't put together a puzzle in forever, and I found myself the beginning of the year starting a puzzle that it's just about completed. So yeah, some of you are using the inner workings of the mind, but you're going to see it playing out in real life. So career showing up for you Sunday, but it almost feels like it's a culmination of your prior week, where there, of course, could be rest this Sunday, but I still feel like you are concocting brilliant, genius, inventive ideas to generate wealth, to generate income. And maybe it's this Sunday where you have a little bit of time to rest or some downtime and you're playing with some ideas here, or catching up on a class that you've been putting on the back burner, or you are doing a little bit of work on Sunday. So that is what I have for your week ahead. It looks like any struggles that do come up, they don't last very long, because again, it is a very analytical week, but you're not letting your emotions take over, right? You're detaching from your emotions, and communication is strong. It's flavorful, it's bold, it's unique. And I feel like it's going to help you in a very big way. So that is what I have for your week ahead. Thank you so much, Soul Tribe, for being here today. I hope this reading connected with you. And I'm also getting here 978. I don't know if that's an area code, or perhaps that is in someone's phone number. Maybe it's in someone's address. Very loud, 978. So if you have an angel number book, look that up, drop it below. I'd love to hear it. So thank you again, Soul Tribe. If you enjoyed the reading today, hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you are interested in a personal reading, you can find that in the description box below, or by visiting intuitivesoulcoach.com.